Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name's Artie with CoinCasso, and this is Bitcoin Today, a show where we talk about everything cryptocurrency to keep you guys up to date and informed on all things happening in the crypto industry. In today's episode, Bitcoin breaks 11,800 and the Ether open options market explodes. And Bitcoin rises more in one day than stocks have all year. And some people are saying it might not be worth owning any other asset besides Bitcoin. We also do a brief technical analysis on Bitcoin to see if we can predict where the price is going to go and the current top cryptocurrency prices. Good morning, everybody. It is Friday, August 7th. Thank you so much for joining me every single day. Thank you for all the likes, new subscribers, and comments. Like, seriously, I can't tell you guys how much I appreciate you. We just hit 5,000 subscribers. And if you're new here and you like what you see in this video, consider subscribing down below and tick the notification bell to get notified every time we upload a new video, which is every single day, Monday through Friday, sometimes on the weekends when big events happen. And as always, the show is sponsored by the CoinCasso Cryptocurrency Exchange, the official crypto partner of Paris Saint-Germain. So if you're looking for a place to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrencies, check out CoinCasso in the link in the description below. And if you sign up this month, when we do launch altcoins on our exchange, 10 random people will get 10 random altcoins, just free, deposited right into their wallets. You could wake up one day and just have 10 Monero sitting around. That's $1,000, by the way. All right, let's jump into these prices. Bitcoin currently sitting at $11,798, up 1.4% from yesterday. Ethereum down 0.17% at $394.98. XRP up 1.7% at 0.3045. Cardano also up 1.7% at 0.1434. And Chainlink up 2.5% at $9 flat. Now let's jump into TradingView and do a brief technical analysis on Bitcoin to see maybe if we're still going in the upwards direction or if there's a correction about to happen. So obviously everybody already knows about the August 2nd flash crash. We saw a drop of nearly 15%, but then rebounded 50% of its losses. We were kind of ranged for about 2.5 days. Then on August 5th, we started to climb back up. What I'm really enjoying seeing here is a fanning out of the moving averages. That means we're seeing nice growth and we're relatively seeing higher highs right here and higher lows right here. This one didn't quite reach a higher high, but this could just be a short consolidation period. As long as this next low doesn't drop below this next low, it should be just a period of consolidation and continue this climb up above the $12,000 mark. Because this price action has been so consistent over the past few days, market confidence is beginning to return, because when the price doesn't drop, that means people are like, okay, maybe it'll go back up, and they start ramping up the engines again and will start that climb back up. What would be the ideal scenario for me is letting this range for another 24 hours just so that we get warmed up for a really nice spike up. And what I want to see is a huge spike up, breaking through this $12,000 barrier and not resisting on it whatsoever. I know, high hopes, right? Breaking past this point and going up to the $12,500 mark and finding this as the next key resistance point, dropping down 50% of the big candlestick, sitting at about halfway at about the $12,200, $12,300 mark. That way we break this resistance. For sure, we're going to see resistance at this next point. That is an almost guarantee. I just don't want to spend the next few weeks using this as a resistance level and not being able to break through it. If we can break through it with enough energy, then we can use it as support, which is a good thing. It's like a ladder. You want to just keep climbing up, right? Now, let's jump into the news, because everything is about Bitcoin right now and how amazing of an asset it is. Bitcoin breaks 11,800 and Ether open options market explode. Bitcoin continues to rebound this week after Sunday's crash. Meanwhile, the Ether options market suggests a roller coaster ride ahead for the world's second largest cryptocurrency. It's been a positive week so far for Bitcoin. The oldest cryptocurrency is continuing its rebound from a Sunday price crash, appreciating 12% on a bullish run that isn't showing signs of slowing down. Then on the other hand, Ether, the second largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization, was down Thursday, trading around $397 and slipping 0.45% in 24 hours. The Ether open options market is an absolute tear and seeing huge amounts of bets. Open interest is now approaching 400 million. most of it on the Netherlands-based platform Durabit, which leads the way of 351 million. Open interest is now 2.5 times higher than it was just a few weeks ago, touching a new record high. One thing that they mention in this article is that most of the open interest options are actually bullish, so we should see a nice spike up within the next week. Again, like with Bitcoin, I want to see Ethereum break through that $400 mark and stay above it, using it as support. Next article of the day, Bitcoin rises more in one day than stocks have gained all year. Bitcoin price surged 5% on Wednesday, outpacing stocks and gold amid calls for more government stimulus as the economic toll of the coronavirus mounts. The oldest and largest cryptocurrency rose to 11,755. The price is now approaching 12,000 for the second time in a week, a level that Bitcoin hasn't sustainably traded above for more than a year. Bloomberg News went so far as to declare an article Wednesday that Bitcoin mania appears to be almost back in full bloom. Bitcoin is seen by many digital asset investors as a hedge against inflation, and the bets are growing that government and central banks will have to pump trillions of dollars into more financial systems to stimulate the economy out of the worst recession since the 1930s. Gold historically has been a reliable inflation hedge, surging this week to a new record high above 2,000. Yet even gold's 35% gain this year is no match for Bitcoin's 63% price increase. The S&P 500 index is now up 3% on the year, with some traditional investors arguing that stocks have become detached from reality, merely propped up by the roughly $3 trillion of freshly created money that the Federal Reserve has pumped into the global financial system this year. This article is long and it's going to be linked down below, but basically what they're saying is that the artificial inflation of the market held up by the government stimulus package is eventually going to collapse unless they do something major to help the economy in a sustainable way. I've never in my life, or probably in history, seen a rebound from a huge spike in the global economy going back up over the next few months. If you think about the Great Recession, we had a huge drop and we spent 3 or 4 years climbing back up to the same point that we were at before. This happened in just a few months. How is that possible when tens of millions of Americans are still unemployed? Thousands upon thousands of businesses have shut their doors permanently, and yet the economy keeps showing signs that it's doing better. I think people see this and they're putting their money into cryptocurrencies as a hedge against another crash. Even so, if you did buy the bottom of the market on March 12th in stocks and equities, good for you, you made some money, but if you would have thrown your money into gold or Bitcoin, you would have made substantially more. As you can see on this chart right here, if you bought stocks here, you got up to here. If you bought Bitcoin here, you got way up here. Okay, and on to the last article of the day, titled, "It May Not Be Worth Owning Any Assets Other Than Bitcoin." CEO and founder of Real Vision, Raoul Pal, says his conviction levels in Bitcoin are rising on a daily basis as he compares the crypto assets to traditional investments on various timescales. Applying economic cycle theory in a series of charts posted to Twitter on August 2nd, the former Goldman Sachs fund manager stated that although many investors choose gold as an alternative to fiat, Bitcoin has been the only asset in the world to offset the growth of the G4 balance sheet. The G4 refers to the Bank of England, the Bank of Japan, the Federal Reserve, and the European Central Bank. It's not stocks, not bonds, not commodities, not credit, not precious metals, and not miners. Only one asset massively outperformed over almost any time horizon: Bitcoin. Pal told Cointelegraph in May that the devaluation of world currencies will cause the price of Bitcoin to rise 50x to 100x in the next 5 years. He interpreted economic cycle theory charts to mean the cryptocurrency could eventually reach $1 million. As of writing, the price of Bitcoin is approaching 11,800, having risen 6% in the last 7 days. I am not a moon boy of Bitcoin. I know that eventually, when all Bitcoins are in circulation and no more mining is happening and the entire global economy switched around to primarily using cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin will be a huge, huge value. And not many people will actually own a whole Bitcoin. It will be broken down into Satoshis because they're going to be so valuable. But for this claim for the next 5 to 10 years of hitting 100x, I mean, it's feasible. A lot of things would have to change and grow in the crypto industry, and I think 5 to 10 years is too small of a time frame, but I don't see why in the next 5 years Bitcoin couldn't 10x. That's just my opinion, take it or leave it, but don't forget to leave a like on this video on your way out. And it's officially Friday, so you guys have an amazing weekend, and we'll see you back here on Monday.